Born Malcolm Little on May 19, 1925 in Omaha, USA, he later became known as Malcolm X and was one of the most important African-American Muslim leaders in history. His life was shaped by the deeply racist society he was born into. Growing up, he and his family were forced to move frequently due to threats from white supremacist groups. At age 4, his house was burned to the ground, and at age 6, his father, a Baptist minister and activist, was found dead under suspicious circumstances. It was widely believed he was killed by a splinter group of the KKK. A few years later, his struggling mother was sent to a mental institution, and her children were sent to different foster homes and orphanages. In school, Malcolm was the brightest in his class and was voted class president, but his dreams of becoming a lawyer were crushed when his teacher told him it wasn't realistic for someone like him. Soon after, he dropped out of school. By age 20, Malcolm had been sentenced to 10 years in prison for robbery after turning to a life of crime. In prison, he was given the nickname Satan because he would curse the Bible and religion, but he would soon start learning about religion from his brother Reginald, who had joined the Nation of Islam. Malcolm decided to write to the leader of the nation, Elijah Muhammad, but found it difficult as he dropped out from formal education long ago. This is when he started to memorize the dictionary and read anything he could get his hands on. Before long, he was actively calling people to the Nation of Islam and would attend the prison's debate club, where he realized he had a talent for public speaking. After 6 years in prison, he was paroled and went to live with his brother Wilfred. He started praying regularly and would often visit the nation's temple. By this point, he changed his last name from Little to X.
The last name of my forefathers was taken from them when they were brought to America and made slaves. And then the name of the slave master was given, which we refuse. We reject that name today.
Since writing to him in prison, he became close to the nation's leader and would be sent to different cities to preach. Eventually, he became a national spokesperson, talked at universities, and was given airtime on radio and television, where he called for the separation of white and black people in America.
You don't integrate with a sinking ship. You don't do anything to further your stay aboard a ship that you see is on its way down to the bottom of the ocean. Complete separation is the only solution to the black and white problem in this country.
Malcolm X was taught that the white race was inherently evil, a belief that was about to be challenged when he left the nation and soon after travelled to Mecca to perform pilgrimage in 1964, where he converted to Sunni Islam.
I'm against any form of segregation and against racism. I'm a Muslim. I believe in the religion of Islam, which believes in brotherhood, complete brotherhood of all people.
While abroad, he secured scholarships for African Americans to study at Al-Azhar University, where he also obtained his ijazah to perform da'wah in the United States. And after his return to America, the Sudanese Sheikh Ahmed Hassoun, who'd been a scholar in Mecca for 35 years, joined him to teach him the foundations of Islam. In Harlem, he was referred to as Moses because of his Sudanese clothing and walking stick. He was with Malcolm X for the last year of his life.
And I, for one, will join in with anyone, don't care what color you are, as long as you want to change this miserable condition that exists on this earth. Thank you.
After his conversion, he remained a champion of human rights for all African Americans, no matter what their religion was. He set up the Organization of Afro-American Unity and continued to preach for black people to do whatever necessary to achieve equality. He disagreed with the non-violent methods of the civil rights movement of the time.
I don't in any way encourage black people to go out and initiate acts of aggression indiscriminately against whites. But I do believe that the black man in the United States and any human being, anywhere, is well within his right to do whatever is necessary, by any means necessary, to protect his life and property.
On February 21st, 1965, Malcolm X was assassinated while delivering a speech. In his final year, many attempts had been made on his life, but he defiantly continued to travel the country to spread his message despite the risk. Over 1,500 people attended his funeral.